Hi there, this is video 629. It is the second optimization problem that we're going to do together. So let's go through it first. A Saskatchewan farmer is planting wheat and barley. He wants to plant no more than 1,000 hectares altogether. The farmer wants at least 3 times as many hectares of wheat as barley. The yield per hectare of wheat averages 50 bushels, and the yield per hectare of barley averages 38 bushels. Wheat pays the farmer $5.25 per bushel, and barley pays $3.61 per bushel. The farmer wants a combination of wheat and barley that will maximize his revenue. Create a model to represent this solution. Okie dokie. Well, what are we worried about? We are worried about wheat and barley. So we'll go W is equal to the hectares of wheat, and B is equal to the hectares of barley. Okay, so he wants to plant no more than 1,000 hectares altogether. So wheat plus barley is less than or equal to 1,000. And the farmer wants 3 times as many hectares of wheat as barley. So wheat is greater than or equal to 3 barley. And those are the inequalities that we need. Now, this one I'm just going to double check. I don't know why, but anytime it's at least 3 times or not more than 4 times or something, it just gets me confused. So if we say wheat is 10 and he wants 3 times as many, okay, so let's make wheat 30 and make barley 5. All right, I want to make sure that those 2 random numbers, semi-random numbers, 3 times as many wheat as barley. So yes, because if we take the barley times 3, that's only 15. So this is more than that. So these numbers work. If I put them here, I put 30 there, greater than or equal to 3 times 5, 30 is greater than or equal to 15. Yes, that's right, which means this inequality is written correctly. And I'm going to erase that because it'll be confusing to the people who don't watch the video. All right. So we've got our variables figured out. We have our inequalities. So let's go X and Y on this. So X plus Y, X and Y. Oh, we should have done restrictions. So we're talking about hectares. So we're looking at whole numbers, right? Because, well, yeah, let's go with whole numbers because I want to keep it positive. So let's see what we can do here. So X plus Y equals 1,000. If you decided to do 0, 1, 2 like I normally do, you would have a really ugly graph and a tough time trying to drop. Because this number is 1,000, I'm going to go like 500. So 500 plus Y equals 1,000. So when your numbers, if one of them is big, then probably the numbers you pick for X should be big too. That's just a guess. So minus 500, minus 500. So Y is equal to 500. Let's go 300. So 300 plus Y is 1,000 minus 300 minus 300. Y is equal to 700. I don't know, 600. 600 plus y is 1,000 minus 600 on both sides. So y is equal to 400. All right, so that means my graph needs to be pretty big. And I'm going to make it off center again, because we're not going to have any negative answers in here anyway. It's not going to work. Sorry, I was counting along the bottom and hoping I could go 4 boxes is equal to 100, but it's not going to work. And you know what? I'm even going to do this. Sorry. I'm also going to get tilted for a bit. 100, 200. I moved it. I still couldn't see it. Sorry. And so 500. Let me make this easier. 100 is there. And 300, 700 there, and 600. And wanted to plant, let's see what it says. No more than 1,000 acres. So 1,000 acres is okay, which means we're going to get a really lovely solid line. Oops. Less than or equal to. So I think what I'm going to do for this question is I am going to do my checkpoints on a different page. Now my equation is x plus y is less than or equal to 1,000. So 0 plus 0 is less than or equal to 1,000. 0 is less than or equal to 1,000. So on my graph, 0, 0. And that's okay. Now let's do 1,000 by 1,000 up here. And check that. X plus y is less than or equal to 1,000. Forgot to put my point in there. 2,000 less than or equal to 1,000. No. All right, so this side is no. All right, we said it was going to be whole numbers. So I'm going to put dots, and it can also be on the line. Etc. Whoops. Now, this isn't perfect because theoretically he could do 425 hectares of wheat or something like that. But I'm not going to worry about that. For now, we're just going to say it's whole numbers and we'll just do dots. All right, so our second equation, okay, was, so number 2 was x is greater than or equal to 3y. Now I could do the 0, 1, 2, but here's the ticket. I'm going to be putting it on this graph, which starts out 100 and stuff like that. So I think it will make my life easy, our lives easier, if we kind of choose numbers around here because they're already on the axis. So let's say 300. So 300 is equal to 3y. Divide by 3, divide by 3. Y is equal to 100. Oh, let's go 900 then. 900 is equal to 3y. Divide by 3, divide by 3. Y is equal to 300. You can use any number you want, but it popped into my brain that I'm going to be dividing by 3. So if I start out with something that's divisible by 3, my graph's just going to be nicer. I'm going to use 600. See, that's what happens when you've been doing math for a long time, is you can start to be a little more fussy when you pick your x values so that your y's turn out prettier. And if you went 100, 200, 300, that would be great. Just the 1, 2, 3 wouldn't be pretty tough to graph on the other one. All right, so now we're going to graph this onto here. I'm going to make this so you can see everything. Well, now, just barely. All right, so 300 on my x and 100 on my y. That point there. And then I need 900 by 300. Is there. And 600 by 200. Those all line up pretty sweet. So this is x is greater than 3y. Now we need to do our checkpoints. Now I lost my paper. My goodness. Shh, don't judge me. Don't judge me. My summer holidays, don't judge me. All right, here we go. Well, if we take a look at our graph, we can't use 0, 0 because that is a point on the line. So let's use 400 by 100. So we've got x is greater, so you can see, 3y. So 400 is greater than 3y. Whoopsie. 3 times 100. 400 is greater than, whoops, it's equal to 300. That is correct. So it looks like it's going to be this chunk down here. But just to be sure, you know what, let's pick one up. Nah, I'm going to be lazy and use that one again. So x is greater than or equal to 3y. This isn't going to work. That's okay. It's not supposed to. 3 times 1,000. And is greater than or equal to 3,000. Yeah, not so much. So this is no. So our feasible region for this one is all down here. All right. And it would include this stuff down here too. Okay, so now that, my friends, is what we're looking for. Just underneath. Now we want to find the objective. What's the word? Sorry. Objective factor? No, that's not it. The objective function, which he wants to figure out how to maximize. All right, so down here. And the question was all about maximizing and revenue. So let's figure out how this is going to work. So let's call it revenue. So now we need to look, you can look back up the question. Okay, so for wheat, we get 50 bushels on a hectare and 525. So for every hectare of wheat, we get 50 bushels times 525 times my wheat. Now we said the wheat was the X plus, okay, so that's bushels per acre, how much we get per bushel, times that. Now for the barley averages 38 bushels and it's 361 each. So it's going to be 38 times 3.61 times Y. That's how much Farmer Dude is going to make. So every bushel he plants is 525, 50 bushels per acre. And for the barley, lower return and lower amount that they get, which is why he's not planting as much barley as he is wheat, right? Now, we have to go here and we have to find our corners. So there's one. I'm just going to write corners. And we've got 0 and 0. And if we go over here, we have 1,000 and 0. And the one I'm interested in is one right up there. And that looks like, if we go up, it's going to be 750 by 250. One of these is going to give us the biggest number. And I really don't know. So, oops. I'm sorry. Obviously, this is not a question that should have went on one page. So, R is equal to 50 times 525 times 0 plus 38 times 3.61. Okay, you guys already realize R is equal to 0, which makes sense. If he doesn't plant anything, he's not going to make any money. That is the minimum amount he can make. But the question is whether it's this one or this one that's going to be the maximized. I'm voting this one just because, but I don't know why. R is equal to 50, 5.25, or maybe he just plants it all in wheat, plus 338 times $3.61 times 0. Times 5.25 times 1,000. So 265. Whoops. 262. 500 plus 0. So I'm just gonna ignore that. Well, I guess it kind of makes sense. He makes more money off the wheat, and it grows more per acre. So if we want to maximize our revenues, it should be that. But let's try this one anyway. Henning? I'll just pause this, guys. And it's not working. I'm sorry, my dog's excited about something. And the computer's not letting me pause. Yeah.
Are you interested in a beet?